So how do you apply for 491 visa? So what do you need? So first thing, what do you need is a nomination from a state government or a territory which has your occupation listed under the skilled occupation list. Or if you don't have the eligible skills, and if you cannot request a nomination from the state, if you have a relative who lives in a regional area, they can also nominate or probably sponsor you for this particular visa. So once you have a nomination, then to apply for a nomination, you'll have to put in an expression of interest, and based on your age, based on your educational qualification, based on your experience, you would get invited. It's called ITA, so invitation to apply. And once you're invited by a state or a territory or by an eligible relative, you get 60 days to file your visa. So that's what you need. So which is a very, very standard procedure for any type of visa. Now let's look at what are the advantages of having this visa. So what is the advantage over 489? So this 491 has replaced 489. So 489 was still a provisional visa which was valid for 4 years, and you had to live and work in a regional area for 2 years. So 491 is basically a visa which lets you stay in Australia for 5 years. So it comes with a validity of 5 years, and you have to prove that you've lived in a regional area and worked for 3 years. Okay, so the biggest advantage I see in this particular visa is you get Medicare free, meaning free medical service for you and your migrating family members, completely free of cost. So anything and everything is covered by Medicare, which is a huge relief for families traveling with children. And the another biggest advantage of this particular visa is the condition 8579 imposed on this visa lets you to live in regional area and you can migrate. So for example, if South Australia is sponsored your visa, and if you get a job say in Western Australia, because Perth is now regional, you can move to Western Australia. So you have the freedom to migrate anywhere except Brisbane, Sydney and Melbourne. So that's another biggest advantage. So the limited challenges that I see in this visa, one thing is you have to prove that you've earned 53,900, around 54,000 approximately per year. So this is a bit of controversy going on whether I can earn that much. I can promise with even a single income, if you can prove, you should be able to prove it. So there are a lot of questions whether I can earn 54,000, because 54,000 seems a big amount, but I can say that's the base salary, and Australia is very strong with the fair work policies, which is basically a right every employee gets in Australia. So employer is supposed to pay a minimum wage, and I can assure you that Australia has the best minimum wage policy compared to UK, US, Canada, anywhere. So you can start off as a skilled migrant. Obviously for the age, you would be starting off anywhere from 22 to 25, which is the basic, and if you make that and meet your minimum hours, which is 38 hours roughly per week, you should be able to easily cash in more than $54,000 per annum. All you need is proper evidences in the form of pay slips, bank transactions and tax filing documents to prove your employment evidence, which should be easy. As I've mentioned in all my videos, Australian immigration is a very, very transparent, straightforward approach. All you need to do is just be honest and genuine, and it should be a piece of cake. Okay, so that's one thing. People find it as a challenge, but for me I would say it's an advantage. At least you have a goal to attain. Otherwise you would be doing any job that comes in, or you would probably sacrifice on the salary aspect as well. But here you have a target that you have to meet, which will obviously be an advantage in your favor, because you have a deadline, you have a particular target, so you tend to move towards your target or attain your goal very, very quickly. So that is pretty much the advantages of this visa. The challenge of this visa is when you're on a 491, you have limited scope when you apply for other visas. So other skilled visas are pretty challenging to apply because of the extended validity of this visa for 5 years. So other than this, I don't find there's a huge impact or a change in the 491 visa. There's so much of confusion because they brought in so many changes in one time, which is not the usual time when they introduce the change. So usually the changes happen in the June and July. So that's when the occupation list changes and the new visa rules comes. But now in November, it was so random. They had to stop 489 and introduce this new visa. So there's a lot of panic going on. It's not just another visa with value added. I should say it's value added, and it is an advantage over 489. So feel free to drop a comment if you have any more questions, and like and subscribe for more information on this. Thank you so much.